While Vice President Mike Pence has been put in charge of controlling all the messaging out of the White House on the coronavirus, this as the CDC has been getting high marks from the public for giving the facts and really controlling the panic. But as the virus spreads here at home, will this transparency continue? I want to bring in District Media President Beverly Hallberg. Beverly, 2 weeks ago we did our winners and losers segment. I said the CDC was the winner because we heard from them every day. They were straight with us. I still feel that way.
Yeah, I think they're being straight with us. I also think that the Trump administration took a very hard step early on, which is to make sure that any travel from some of these regions where there has been the virus and high numbers, that those planes can't come in. So I think the Trump administration has been doing a good job as well. But with this whole issue, the messaging is so important. Part of this is making it clear that this is something to be concerned about. They're on top of it, but also not to create panic. Yet, Charles, when I watch some other networks this morning, you see wall-to-wall coverage, not just of the facts and the numbers of people who are infected in this country, but really mass hysteria, really what I think is causing a panic. And so what I'm wondering is, I think the economy is responding to this because this is a global issue and other countries don't have it under control. But I think when it comes to Americans right here in this country, I think they're used to these type of stories coming out where the world is ending, and I'm not sure that they buy it anymore. So messaging is extremely important. It's going to be interesting to see where Americans line up on what they believe in the news.
Well, and to your point, we did go through this, whether it was the recession fears that I do believe almost tipped us into recession, the reporting of it in December of 2018. Again, we had some of that last year, the trading war, even after the actions against the Iranian general. The press conference that President Trump had this week, I thought it was a good press conference. I was very annoyed, though, that there was so much time spent on whether or not Mike Pence was a czar, particularly since President Obama's the guy in charge of his Ebola response was a lawyer. I mean, those kind of things bother me, particularly in a situation that could be a national emergency.
Yeah, I think you can critique the president and say, does he always use the most eloquent speech to talk about what he's talking about? But when it comes to how they're handling this should be a bipartisan effort. We have seen bipartisan spending on this for the research of a vaccine that hopefully we'll get sooner rather than later. But there is definitely a political attack, not just on the Trump administration with all of this, even though the HHS Secretary Azar has been doing a fantastic job, but of course an attack on Mike Pence, on the vice president. What I think is so ironic about the attacks against Mike Pence is they do realize that if they try to impeach the president, he would become president, correct? So they seem to not want the other guy who would take over if President Trump was ever impeached in the future, because I think they want to try to do that should he win election again.
Beverly Hallberg, thank you very much.
Thank you.